You know, Sonic, what's that, Shadow? It's been 13 years almost since the original Sonic Generations came out in 2011. Well, not only for the Xbox 360, but as well as PlayStation 3, and of course the honorable mention which is the 3DS, and is especially noticeable with the forms of the superior PC Steam, if only because of not only 60 frames per second, and also the best graphical fidelity, and of course no load times, not to mention though the best community of all time, which appears to be not only mods, but also about the fact there's a lot of options out there. Yeah, especially concerning for the fact that not only do you play as yourself, but as well as other characters as well, including me, yep, and me. And not to mention though with us too, yep, especially concerning for the fact that this is gonna be, without a doubt, the coolest Sonic games ever made, ever since when it first came out in 2011. Yeah, especially concerning that game was meant to be a celebration for the 20th anniversary of the Blue Blur, or, for that matter, Blue Justice. You always keep on saying that, Sonic. Sorry, Knuckles, I can't help it for myself, especially concerning for the fact that, after all, we've only got about roughly 2 months left until the third Sonic movie is about to be releasing. And recently though, that Sonic X Shadow Generations has recently came out just recently. And in fact, no matter what though, Shadow, I asked Tails to able to actually fetch not only one version, but 3 other versions. Does this mean I can able to actually play one of the versions? Exactly, yes. Oh boy, I'm actually really looking forward to that particular game as well. Although despite the fact that I'm not exactly playable on that particular recent remaster, or in some cases with the brand new adventure starring Shadow the Hedgehog, you know? Oh hey guys, would you like for some food before the actual game has been arrived? No thank you, Chef Toad, especially concerning for the fact after all I've had so many chili dogs, and meanwhile for me I have tons of grapes, and not to mention though I had a lot of like delicious cucumbers and stuff like that, so I think we should give it a pass today. Maybe we will do at some point until December if possible. Okay, no worries, I'll leave you guys to it. Yeah, it's always a pretty welcoming addition for, you know, having some meals every once in a while. And let's face it though, it's about the fact that I'm just really stuffed, you know? Typical of you, Sonic. Sorry about that, folks. I just came here for a special commotion and stuff like that, because for I've heard that you two... Who? Us two? Yes, exactly. That I've heard that you are waiting for the brand new game to arrive, am I right? Yes, exactly, and that's what it appears to be called Sonic X Shadow Generations. Not only for the PlayStation 4, but as well as Nintendo Switch and Xbox One/Series X, because aside from all that stuff though, still no luck of trying to get the PlayStation 5 version after all, because, well, let's face it though, we just simply give up purchasing the PlayStation 5 nowadays, especially because, you know, it's actually really hard to come by. Yeah, I get the feeling about that for this point, Mr. Sonic, but either way though, and I've somehow managed to came here for a bit of a special treatment for you three, specifically not only for you, Sonic, but as well as Shadow and Silver the Hedgehog. Oh, that would be awesome. What is it? Well, I would like to show you, so come on in, Pichu. Here I am, Toadsworth, and in fact, no matter what though, I've actually brought these 3 gift cards for one of those 3 hedgehogs on one specific system only. So, in fact, when it comes to the forms from you, Sonic, and Shadow, and Silver... How'd you know our names? Yeah, I want to know why. Well, I've decided able to join in with the Merxy Toys crew ever since around a couple of days ago, so as a result though, and I've heard that Pikachu decides to join in, so yeah, I'll decided to join in with you guys, if that's okay? By all means, go ahead. Just be careful not to use your Thunderbolts, because otherwise you damage yourself. Oh, that's right, because obviously I'm not as powerful as Pikachu, but regardless of everything else though, in fact, yeah, I'll let you guys have fun with the forms of Sonic X Shadow Generations game for I've heard. So thank you, Toadsworth, for summoning me here. So, yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bless Pichu. He's so cute, regardless. So, anyways, though, so are you about to be preparing for, experiencing not only one version, but 3 versions again, much like the forms of how it does it in both, let's just say, Sonic Mania Plus, despite the fact that our unboxing video for that game is no longer there, just because, well, it's pretty much outdated. And on top of all that stuff though, with Sonic Colors Ultimate and Sonic Frontiers, even though we were originally able to do unboxing videos of not only Sonic Origins Plus, but as well as Sonic Superstars, but obviously though, we are far lacking with unboxing videos during the last year, because, well, let's just say we're getting to the forms of some bit of a over-dramatic differences in between the gaps in between or something, so hard for me to explain honestly. Yeah, I think you get the idea. So, anyways, what version are we going to able to experience, Sonic? Well, I'm obviously going to be going for one version in particular, which is, of course, the Nintendo Switch version, so I can play the game on the go. And meanwhile, for me, I'm going to be going for the PlayStation 4 version, just like in Sonic Colors Ultimate, and because obviously it matches the, well, the blue cover, including the game's case, to fit in with my color. And as far as I can tell, I'm going to be going for the Xbox version, so yeah, I suppose that might be the case. Actually, Sonic. Oh, what's up, Blaze? I think it's probably best if you decide able to switch between both Silver and you, for able to actually tackle through not only the PS4 version, but as well as the Xbox version. Oh yes, of course, because I've heard that you, Sonic, have already tackled through the PlayStation 4 version of Sonic Colors Ultimate, so I figure that me and Blaze had a discussion, and as a result, I think it's about time that we let Silver can have his turn now. We're able to actually experience the PlayStation 4 version of Sonic X Shadow Generations once that arrives, if that's alright with you. Okay, I'll let it slide. And in fact, no matter what though, I, somehow managed able to already experience the PS4 stuff in the past years, ranging from Sonic Colors Ultimate, including Sonic Frontiers, so yeah, I'll just, let Silver just play through, the PS4 version this time. I mean, after all, Sonic, have you got the Xbox, Blue controller by any chance? Yeah. Okay, I guess that pretty much sums up the actual specific setup for Sonic X Shadow Generations once that game arrives. Aren't we agree with for this point, Toadsworth? Yes, exactly, Blaze. And in fact, I'll just hand over the gift cards now, so I'll let you guys have fun with it. So, yeah, I'll see you guys, well, then. Thanks, Toadsworth, again, after the events of the Sora Amiibo unboxing video, but I digress. So let me just go ahead and grab myself the Xbox gift card, and meanwhile for you, Silver, you're gonna grab the PlayStation gift card store. I'm guessing the reason why Toadsworth has managed to have brought those, or specifically Pichu managed to able to brought this for us, is because, well, you get the idea, Silver. It's because of DLC. That's what we're expecting to something relates to that. So, oh, I think I must have heard something. I think that could be Tails. So I'll meet you guys back. Okay, so it looks like Knuckles is going to fetch the package for us. Okay, I wonder how Tails is going to pop up. So, yeah, I just seriously cannot wait until that game arrives. Got it right here, Knuckles. Good work, Tails. Now, if I were you, you might be able to actually put up a massive setup for this particular video. Oh yeah, just to ensure for the fact that much like Sonic Colors Ultimate, I will fetch the actual mini table, so that way we can able to unbox the actual thing for ourselves. So yeah, I'll leave you to it. Alright, so at least the game arrives now, so yeah, I'll have a chat with Sonic and Shadow now. Well, good news, fellas, is that Tails has recently received the package for us, so I guess it's only a matter of time we are doing yet another unboxing video. Yep, exactly, Knuckles, especially concerning that. Oh, can you do us a huge favor? Can you, able to redeem those before, anything else goes wrong? Sure, I'm also able to do those right now for you guys, especially that you are so desperate able to actually get yourselves a whole bunch of DLC for that particular, you know what I'm saying, Sonic X Shadow Generation. So I'll go ahead and set this up for you, and I'll, soon enough pop in a second, so... Okay, roger that, Knuckles. So, hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is I am the one and only Sonic the Hedgehog here, aka the Blue Blur, aka Blue Justice. Enough about that. Oh, sorry, Silver, I can't offer for myself, you know. And I'm Shadow the Hedgehog here, and I'm Silver the Hedgehog here, and I am Blaze the Cat here. Hey, I'm Mighty, Ray, Styx, and Amy. Nice to meet you all again. Yeah, and eventually at some point that, you know, Knuckles was there, and from what I've heard, Tails is basically just trying to able to set up this particular video. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll present to you yet another unboxing video, because last time we actually did done the unboxing video special, which appears to be the Sora Amiibo from the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate lineup. And thanks to the forms of not only Toadsworth, but also Sora from Kingdom Hearts 2 counterpart, by the way, they've managed able to join in for the sake of consistency. So either way though. And recently today, well, despite the fact that it's been about a few days ago, potentially, since that particular game first came out, ever since on the 25th of October, well, technically about a couple of days ago, since the digital deluxe edition of Sonic X Shadow Generations did already came out, and as a result though, they somehow already accessed the game about 3 days earlier before it was originally intended. So either way, we'll present to you our unboxing video of a yet another Sonic game. Because previously we actually did manage to did done Sonic Colors Ultimate and Sonic Frontiers. Although except Sonic Origins Plus and Sonic Superstars, because it was originally going to be planned for them, but due to time constraints, it doesn't happen. Yeah, I know that. But usually, potentially speaking, I was about the fact I'm sure that both Knuckles and Tails, if they somehow managed able to sort these things out, then we should probably explain about the forms of how, while looking back on the original Sonic generations, before we're able to get onto the forms of the latest remaster / release of Sonic X Shadow Generations. Not only for one particular version, but 3 versions. That's why we somehow got the gift cards to begin with, so yeah. Okay guys, I did somehow manage able to sort out the gift cards and stuff like that. Nice going, Knuckles. Yeah, nice going. And meanwhile for me, I basically set up the actual mini table ever since in Sonic Colors Ultimate video. Oh yeah, thanks Tails. And oh, didn't see you guys here. I'm Tails. And I'm Knuckles here, as well let you guys know, but I'm here. So with that being said though, are you ready for this point, Sonic? Yep, absolutely. And are you ready for this point, Shadow? Yep, absolutely. What the heck does that mean? He means is that he was absolutely ready for this. Oh yeah, that was that. Even though, again, it's a shame I was gonna able to be a part of the start, but I'll find out until when God knows if the next Sonic game revolves around me, but I highly doubt it. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into the actual unboxing video of Sonic X Shadow Generations for not only for the PlayStation 4, but as well as Xbox One / Series X, and, well, Nintendo Switch. Yeah, obviously though, yet again we've ignored the PS5 version, which, again, we'll talk more about that. So with that being said, let's get this video going. So yes, we've somehow gone back into this familiar setup, but this time around though is about the fact that we still no longer have the tripod or anything, so I suppose beggars can't be choosers. So, before we get into the actual unboxing video actually, we just want to look back and doing the forms of being not only 1, but 3 different versions of the original Sonic generations before, you know, once we start opening up Sonic X Shadow Generations, but also for 3 different versions, but that'll be a topic for later. So, as you probably already know about the fact that with Sonic X Shadow Generations, basically that game is basically a remastered game of the fonts of this amazing game right here. Similar to the fonts of how it does it for Sonic Colors with Sonic Colors Ultimate in 2021, but this time about the fact that not only does it feature the exact same game as before, but with the additional new game. Well, usually relatively speaking, while looking back on not only for the Xbox 360 version, which I still even remember that we somehow got this game back in Christmas 2011 along with the 3DS version, because I remember that I was incredibly hyped about this back in 2011 back in the day, to marks to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog, and overall I had a really great time with this game, and not just for this particular version, but also same applies with the PlayStation 3 version as well. Although, usually relatively speaking, I was about the fact that I just simply adore Sonic Generations a lot, because usually specifically the console version in particular, because, well, obviously the entire gameplay aspect is very similar to Sonic Unleashed alongside with Sonic Colors, and before Sonic Forces, despite Sonic Forces was a pretty mediocre game in my opinion. But regardless of everything else though, I do enjoy every single levels, apart from one in particular level in particular, which is in the modern era, which appears to be Planet West. But usually not just because of how the fact that we also attempt to enjoy both versions of Sonic Generations, but there's also the PC version as well, despite we don't able to actually access to PC Steam or Steam Deck nowadays, but you can able to actually play the PC version nowadays on Steam Deck, so you can play the game on the go, and thus there's a lot of mods, as I've stated this before. But that doesn't stop there, Shadow, because there's actually a separate version on a 3DS handheld device, which is basically the same name as before, but the noticeable difference is that obviously though the levels are entirely different aside from Green Hill Zone. And before I play it and remember this back in the day, in 2011, it was good, but it's nowhere near as like the best version of Sonic Generations, despite the fact that, well, obviously that was about the fact that there's no, let's just say it does have special stages though, which is pretty alright, and it's probably the easiest special stages in Sonic history. But apart from those aside things though, I had a good time with this version in particular as well. Although we need to able to point things out right away. We've already done our Let's Play of Sonic Generations, specifically the Xbox 360 version back in 2017, so if you're curious to check that out, then you can, it's still on the channel after all. And we haven't exactly got into the redo Let's Play of the 3DS version of Sonic Generations, but let me tell you, we'll try to do this first before you're able to be doing our Let's Play of Sonic X Shadow Generations, presumably speaking of until 2025 if possible. So yeah, that's as far as we can able to say about the forms of Sonic Generations as a result, because, you know, like I said this before, I absolutely adore this game so much, specifically the console versions in particular. Nothing bad on the 3DS version, but it does have some highlights though, apart from a few exceptions in particular, because, well, we'll stay tuned for the 3DS redo Let's Play in particular at some point. But as far as I'm concerned, I honestly still remember Sonic Generations even to this day. Despite the story is not very great, especially concerning it's just a, well, after the particular writing is a bit corny at times, but still, regardless, amazing game regardless. Like, I do remember, as I stated this before, that we've got two versions on the Xbox 360 / the 3DS version back in, you know, Christmas 2011. And meanwhile, on the 3DS of the PlayStation 3 version, we somehow got this back in 2014, while we actually got the PlayStation 3 itself, because still, I just really adore Sonic Generations as a result, you know? And so, 13 years later, in 2024 that is, we're able to actually receive this particular packaging right here. So either way though, it's what cuts the chase, just because no matter what though, I'm just incredibly excited for this. Don't you think, Shadow? Yes, absolutely, Sonic, especially concerning for the fact that not only, you know, we got one version, but three versions once again. So yeah, first up we have is the PS4 version, and there's also the Xbox version. Oh no, wait, that's the Switch version. I totally forgot about that particular finished rectangular kind of casing. And finally, of course, Xbox One / Series X. So yeah, that's all I can really think about it. And look at the actual covers with these three versions combined. And in fact, no matter what though, let me just see the actual comparison for the actual covers first. Basically, the actual box art that features classic Sonic and modern Sonic and Shadow the Hedgehog in the center, and I do fully appreciate they somehow choose this artwork over the likes of the beta version, because the beta version looks a bit off to me, but while looking at the Fonz's side-by-side comparison, like for instance the Xbox 360 version right here, it looks a little bit similar, except, well, obviously Shadow's in the center, and meanwhile for classic Sonic and modern Sonic, well, they basically stand on these familiar platforms based off from, well, let's just say Final Rush or Final Chase level. So yeah, that's actually pretty swell. And on the subject, on the 3DS version, it's not that great at the box art, because all it got is just the pre-rendered Sonic and classic Sonic from the likes of the Google art or anything else like that, so even then I was why classified that. So anyway though, so let's have a look on the actual case itself. Looks pretty cool, and because we've pre-ordered the game, we somehow received the Day 1 edition, so as a result, not only does it contain some goodies and stuff, but also it includes Gerald Robotnik's journal. So yeah, very interesting about this, and unfortunately though, much like the defaults of how it does it on certain Sonic games like Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Origins Plus, and Sonic Superstars, we got ourselves the grey spine on the PS4 version, and meanwhile on the Xbox version it's basically the same thing, and meanwhile on the Switch version it just gets all red and stuff like that. And in fact, it's actually pretty cool that Nintendo Switch can finally able to experience Sonic Generations on the go. So yeah, not much else to say about it. So here's the back right here. Sonic and Shadow for a new generation. Newly remastered and enhanced version of Sonic Generations. New bonuses, collectibles, and more. Unleash new Doom powers and new story campaign featuring Shadow. And of course, if you ever pre-order the game, you get yourselves this particular PSN voucher code for the Sonic Adventure Legacy skin. And obviously it did say the expiry date, much like the Fonz's Sonic Frontiers. Basically though, it says right here, 25th of October in 2044. God, that was like 20 years! Jeez, I almost assumed that's going to be a 10-year gap, but I digress. So much like the original Sonic Generations though, it says PEGI 7, and it still says violence, but this time we have fear and in-game purchases. And on the subjects for this, there's one player, network features, 19 gigabytes minimum, and on top of that, DualShock 4 vibration supported and remote play for PlayStation Vita. And of course, much like always, if you don't have the PS5, or if you do have the PS5, if you somehow got the PS4 version that is, it says PS5 upgrade available. So yeah, we're pretty much used to that since Sonic Frontiers. And here's the cover for the Xbox versions. So usually for Xbox One and all that jazz. What I thought was pretty interesting is about the fact that it also comes with the reversible cover sheet. So yeah, we'll get to that sooner or later. And it says right here, single player, just like before, 60 frames per second, Ultra HD 4K, and optimized for Series X for Xbox. And finally, let's get on to the Switch version, which is basically the same information as before, but all one players within TV mode, tabletop mode, and handheld mode. And of course, Pro Controllers compatible, which is always swell, because you know, I always love Pro Controllers when it comes to Nintendo Switch games, you know? Yeah, especially concerning for the fact that, well, you totally get the idea. So who's gonna start then? I was maybe wondering, will unwrap the Switch version this time? Because as far as I'm aware, much like the defaults of how it does it on Sonic Colors Ultimate and Sonic Frontiers, we're able to play these two versions first. And meanwhile, since I'm going to be now playing the PS4 version until the Let's Play coming up. So either way though, yeah, that's as far as I was thinking about that, Silver, especially concerning for the fact that, seriously, it is so amazing about the fact that we can finally get a chance to revisit Sonic Generations again, but this time with not only on the go for the Switch version, but usually, relatively speaking though, Sonic, as you already said this so many times already. Actually, let me just go ahead and put these two versions onto the side here first. So yeah, I'll let you unbox that Shadow first. Okay, quicker right there, because apparently though, Shadow's having a hard time trying to find the actual specific seller thing to unwrap. So either way, thankfully though, Shadow did manage to get that covered, I guess. So either way, God, what is up with these things? Well, to be honest with you, Shadow, it's been a very long time since we actually did the unboxing videos like this, especially after the events of, 2023, that we didn't do any of those unboxing videos in that day, or that year for that matter, just because, well, been busy playing other stuff recently in the past, ranging from, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and all that jazz. So either way though, come on, I just want to get this darn thing open. Be patient, Shadow. Jeez. I know you're desperate, but still, you're gonna have to able to, don't, get a lot of pressure into this. Oh no, I'm sorry, Sonic. I'm just seriously so looking forward to this, especially I'm the star of the show this time. Yeah, I think you probably get the gist of it, so there we go, there's all the cellophane off of that, finally. Yeah, you can definitely know why that we do miss the tripod. So anyway, let's open this up. So obviously it does feature the Sonic Adventure Legacy skin on here, and as far as I'm aware, does it show the code? Yeah, it did show the code on the back. So, yeah, as usual, you can able to redeem that at some point. Oh, there's Keanu Reeves Shadow on this advertisement for the movie Sonic 3. And, yeah, that's pretty cool. And on top of that, there's also the digital deluxe edition thing right here. Well, technically we did this earlier, so either way. And there's the actual, extraction thing in here. So, yeah, it's not much description for it, sadly. And there's the forms of the General Robotnik's journal, which actually features the forms of a lot of information about the forms of, General Robotnik along with Maria. And yeah, that's actually pretty cool to me, especially considering for the fact that I would have liked able to show off all the pages if we decided to. But I'm afraid to tell you for this point, guys, is that we've almost run out of time when it comes to, like, some things planned. And also, not only do we get ourselves the physical game cartridge here, but also the reversible cover, which is actually based off from the Japanese version, believe it or not, the Japanese release of the game. So, yeah, pretty cool and pretty awesome at the same time, at least as far as I'm concerned for that point anyway. So, anyways, let's just go ahead and put those here, and we'll put this particular redeemable code in here, so just in case that we will redeem that by the end of the video, I'm presuming so anyway. So yeah, that's the Switch version, and now it's my turn to tackle through the Xbox version. So and you probably already noticed this time around though, on the top right here, it now says Xbox Series X and Xbox One on the actual corner this time, as opposed to forms of in the past few Xbox releases, ranging from, Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Origins Plus, and Sonic Superstars. Basically, that was about the fact that it is always located in the, well, you get the idea, on the top left corner, along with the Xbox logo itself too. So anyway, and yet again, we meet again with the actual stupid little sticky tap thing. So I totally get it for the security measures, but it's just about the fact I felt it was a little bit annoyingly consistent, Yeah, I digress. So, anyway, let's just go ahead and, I really do apologize for this particular setup. It's still very awkward at this point, because, I mean, it's just about the fact I just seriously cannot wait for this, And the same advertisement as before, and I get the feeling that, oh, look at that glorious disc artwork with not only with Sonic, but alongside with Shadow at the bottom. So, yeah, pretty cool. And of course, we get the same, Robotnik's journal right here. Yeah, pretty swell. And I get the feeling that the leaflet of the DLC is going to be at the further back. So, oh jeez. I'm honestly not a big fan of the Xbox cases to be like this, especially concerning for the fact that, well, it's kind of finicky, But either way, yeah, let me know in the comments down below for the question of the day. Have you guys managed able to pick this game up recently? Because I would like to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. So either way though, and straight to the point, yeah, they shown a code at the back. So yeah, again, we'll redeem that by the end of the video. So and of course, if you couldn't tell already, much like the forms of how it does it on let's just say Sonic Frontiers unboxing video. Unfortunately though, the uploading schedule is going to be quite late again, so because of that though, I do apologize for this point. So, but hopefully though, by that time until tomorrow, then we can easily get back on track when it comes to like, you know, uploading schedules alike. So, actually, kind of think about it, I'll just put that aside this time with that advertisement for, you know, Sonic Movie 3, and in fact that, you know, as I stated before, only 2 months left until that particular movie is going to be releasing. So, and now for the final time for unboxing Sonic X Shadow Generations, but this time on the PlayStation 4 version. So, and keep this in mind though, it's about the fact that I forgot to fetch the scissors again, so forgive me if I botched it, you know. Yeah, I can easily forgive you for this point, Silver, and in fact, no matter what though, hopefully that the next game will be yours, I guess. Well, it's hard for me to tell because I know for a fact that we just got this game recently, so yeah, pretty crazy about the fact that it kind of reminds me of, you know, 2011 all over again, except now, you know, Shadow's the star of the show, you know? Yeah, I think you already said that for a few times, you know? Yeah, I digress, so... Okay, another jump cut right there. We really do apologize about the fact that this setup is, yet again, super awkward, especially, again, we really do miss the dry part, especially after the events of, you know, Sonic Colors Ultimate, which did go pretty well as far as anything else is concerned, but still, it's just about the fact that, well, usually we just want to be careful of our phones these days with all that, third-party accessories and all that stuff, but there we go, all the cellophane is off finally. So anyway, so does it have a code on this from the front? Let me just double check. And yeah, much like Sonic Frontiers and Sonic Colors Ultimate, it did show the code from the front, so let me just get that out. There we go. And it also says on the PS5 version as well, in case if you're curious. But I still found it very odd that basically though, the PS4 physical version does not exist on the American version. So because of that though, it just somehow managed able to release this as part of like, well, you get the idea. So either way, so I'm just gonna have to put the code voucher in the inside here. And just like before on the Xbox One version, I'll put that awesome shadow teaser on the third Sonic movie right here. And the same disc artwork as before. And there we go. So yeah, that pretty much does it for, well, that pretty much does it rather, for the Sonic X Shadow Generation. So I'll meet you guys at the bed, and we'll take a look at the actual results. And there you have it, folks. That pretty much does it for our unboxing video of Sonic X Shadow Generations for Xbox versions and PS4 and, of course, Nintendo Switch. So, as to be expected, what do you guys think? It looks so cool. And I cannot wait to see you in action again. Yep, but this time with Shadows Past. Not to mention about the fact that we might able to see some changes on this version, so... let's not get ahead of ourselves at this point, Shadow. Oh, right. Point taken. So yeah, that's as far as I can really talk about this at this point, guys. So, hope you guys do enjoy this particular unboxing video, despite, well, some awkwardness is involved, specifically with this, unwrapping stuff. But regardless of such, though, we are looking forward to revisiting Sonic Generations again, except now with Shadow's campaign on top of that. So this is me, Sonic the Hedgehog. And then I am the one and only Tails, Amy, Sticks, Silver, Knuckles, Ray, Mighty, Shadow, and Blaze. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for that particular playthrough of that game at some point until next year in 2025. But until then, I am super happy right now. Same here, Sonic, same here. And in fact, like the video and comment and subscribe to the video, and potentially speaking of, hope you have fun with that particular amazing game. Yep, true thing, Shadow. See you guys then. Bye.